So in Donald Trump's more recent executive order titled Additional Measures to Combat Anti-Semitism, he's essentially making it illegal to criticize Jews or Israel in schools, particularly colleges, and if you are an alien or basically someone with a visa, you're not an actual American citizen over here in America protesting or whatnot, they're going to come after you and maybe even deport you, essentially. And I actually found it very interesting. There's a part that even says they're going to pay attention to complaints from K through 12. So if the kindergartner says, "I don't like Jews," they're going to write that down and send it off to a federal agency so there's a record of little Timmy saying, "Well, I don't really, is the Holocaust real?" This is insane. The level of Jew slavery that Donald Trump is engaging. I mean, I understand his kids are married to Jews. Lord have mercy. Is this the final form of the Shabbos Goyim? And the issue, and the basis, I guess, for their reasoning to get rid of you, is a civil rights law that just simply says, essentially, that if you make people feel like they're harassed or seem like you're hindering them from practicing their civil rights or their rights as American citizens, it would be an issue. Whatever the heck that means. It's just insane. It's all this vague language, and then that other Fight Anti-Semitism bill. If you're starting to understand the level of Zog we're experiencing. Now, the thing is that the Jewish-Israeli host is starting to Jewish-Israeli parasite is starting to figure out that the host is fighting back. So this is just screams from the creature. Now, the issue is that we have too many people who could potentially run this country that have connections to AIPAC or Israel or Mossad. Apparently, allegedly, J.D. Vance is one of Peter Thiel's boys. So if you want to go get behind J.D., it's kind of a poison pill you're taking. That's why I always say it's very important, especially in this day and age and this time. I think American men need to be more politically active and get out there and try to run our country, or at the very least try to influence it. Because a lot of us had been apathetic, and I think even myself included, we kind of just assumed, well, we can carry on our lives as normal, and we can just not have to worry because somebody else is handling it. The problem is that the people handling it are corrupt and have connections to individuals that don't necessarily have American interests at heart. Because if you're working 40, 60 hours a week, trying to take care of your family, and then some asshole decides to bring in 50,000 immigrants or 500,000, that's what some people's projections are with how the H-1B visa program is being manipulated and abused. There's not going to be much future for them left, because the housing is going to be more expensive. There's going to be more competition for jobs. And then with the Indians hiring other Indians, if you're trying to get a white collar job, that's not even going to happen. So you have to keep that in mind. Now, I know I'm saying this in the middle of the video, but this video is going to be kind of a roundup of the news of the month with a little bit of my own personal remarks and insights, but I digress. So, the deportations and all the work done by ICE is 100% great, So that's a bit of a white pill. Now the question is, or the real issue is, that we need more deportations. We need to get rid of all of them. And we also need to fix that H-1B program. That's the issue. because I've always had this, or I've had this theory, especially with all this current information, is that basically they're giving you the maybe they do kick out all the Mexicans and everybody else who came in here illegally, but you're still going to have all the legal Indians that are going to, or whatever, H-1Bs that are going to basically screw up the American gene pool, screw up the demographics, and they're all going to vote for retarded leftist shitty policies. If you look at California, there's a lot of Asians in general, Chinese, Japanese, Indian, Korean. They are, at least with the more East Asians, generally they're sort of kind of based right, on paper, but they conform. That's the problem. And then you got all the Latinos in here, in there. So that's the issue as well. And then the Indians, I mean, look at India. Do you want America to be India? Demography is destiny. I used to not believe it, but then I started seeing it. So there's that. That's why we need to stem the H-1B. It's a part of the globalist plan. It's a part of the NWO plan. If they're going to get their Kalergi plan, their miscegenated mixed race mulattoes or trilottos or whatever the heck, one way or another. That's why H-1B needs to be stemmed. And this is my own personal theory about Elon. Apparently he does have Jewish ancestry, so that's an issue. And more than likely, that's maybe the reason why he's so in support of bringing all those Indians in. Because as I said, there's plenty of educated, capable, intelligent Americans, but you want to bring all these Indians in to destroy our nation. It really must be genetic with Jews. And the Palisades fires. It's just, for Mr. Newsom. If that doesn't make you want to vote this guy out, I don't know what will. Come on now. It's just absolute insanity. They didn't have water for some reason. Like it seems like another weird land grab. Like in, West North Carolina. I think it was certain minerals. I'm thinking lithium, but I could be wrong. But, make them suffer through a natural disaster, make things as horrible as possible, and then kick them off the land. But what I find also to be really upsetting is that apparently there's like a donation drive or all this stuff. Like there was like a thing on YouTube for California. So fuck the people in West North Carolina, but the folks in California get all the love. And it's pretty obvious why. North Carolina is typically going to vote red for the most part. California is going to vote blue. Plus they have the connections in Hollywood. So, But the thing is that the people in West North Carolina, I would say they were more than likely, they're going to help keep our nation functioning and running than some pedophile Jew in in LA, predating on, young actors and actresses and all that. But hey. Well, I've been Jarrell. Over and out.